Hello, this is Crypto CJ. Welcome to today's Trade of the Day video. This is the Monday Night Zoom. And Bitcoin has been kind of putzing around and doing some minor dips, but mostly trading in its same range. We're going to go ahead and check it out on the chart. So please let me know if you can see my Bitcoin day chart. All right, good. So this is getting repetitive. Bitcoin's just been hanging around the low end of this channel for several weeks now and getting kind of boring, to be honest. If I go to my 4-hour chart, it did punch through this trend line, but mostly sideways, didn't really go up that much. So this is the trend lately. It's been between 36 and change and right around 31, 30. Today it was hanging around 33,000 most of the day. I drew a new triangle here, or made an adjustment on the one I had from last time, and it's trending on the bottom. Like to see it punch through and work its way up to help some of my swing trades. But I've been mostly shorting this market, on leverage and doing pretty well with that. But it wasn't a long position today on Luna that scared me a little, but it did recover and get me out in profit. But overall, longs have been a little scary because Bitcoin's been more down than up lately. So the 1-hour chart, yeah, I was trading this action this morning, and then my one long position did get filled here. I also had that short position from Bitcoin on Thursday I talked about on Friday in the Friday afternoon Zoom, and that got out. I got out of that today too, right at 32.7. So right when this wick down, snapped up my sell order. So, well, technically it's a buy order with a short, but regardless, that's what Bitcoin's doing lately. Ethereum, let's look at that. Has been hanging around 2,000 most of the day since it just dropped about $100 from this morning down to 2,000. And this is a pretty good buy area. This seems to be pretty good support for Ethereum. Yeah, let's look at the 4-hour chart. I drew some, updated my fibs on this. So it's in the sweet spot between the 5.0 and the 618 on the Fibonacci retracements. Easy way to say that, it's roughly between halfway between the high and the low of this year. So, and then I drew this trend line here, right at just under 1800. 1800's been a good support. It's wicked down below it 3 times in the past 6 weeks or so, but bounced right back, and it seems to be holding 2,000 pretty well. So I'm optimistic that all this accumulation and these lower ranges are going to, lead to a spike up in the near future. But it's not the first time you've heard me say that, so I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. But any questions on the overall market, Bitcoin and Ethereum, before we look at Altcoin Alert? Alrighty then. Altcoin Alert. So this morning.
Hello.
Hello. Somebody's here. Okay. Well, I'll just talk about what I looked at a little while ago. I looked at this Flow Dapper Labs, or Flow, because I've seen this one come across our our bullish indicators once or twice. I've never heard of this coin really, Flow. So I looked it up, pulled up the chart, and it's on Kraken. It's not on, you know, Binance or Coinbase. It might be on Coinbase actually. I thought it was. No, maybe not. All right, so no, it's on these smaller exchanges like Huobi and Kraken and those kind. And on the 5-minute chart, you see a lot of these, you know, horizontal lines. That's usually indicative of low volume. We had a big spike a few minutes ago, and then a drop. So maybe there's something to this after all. If I look at the day chart, looks like it was listed on this exchange in the beginning of the year. Has had some price action on the day chart, on the hour. Yeah, I mean, this could retrace back to, you know, this range here around $19, between like 1950 and 1990. That would be nice. But on the 5-minute chart, you know, the volume concerns me. I mean, this little bit of volume here caused this big spike. So some, probably not even a whale, more like a shark probably made a medium-sized order and it moved the price. So I think it has potential, but the lack of volume concerns me. So this is not one I'd be interested in. But you know, if you want to throw a few dollars at it and hold it for a few days, you know, it could return to where it was earlier.
What percentage was that spike?
Let's check it out. A little over 5% in 5 minutes.
For what?
Pretty good spike.
Just have to know which 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Man, the ability to tell the future would be so valuable in this business. So
Yeah, I didn't look through this because I've never heard of it, but it was like, what was it, 99.5 or something on the AA score?
Yeah, it showed it was right here, 99.5. It's down 6% today. So the Altcoin Alert algorithm loves it. I went, and then there's some other coins on here too. We've looked at Access a few times before, DNT, Chili's, Comp. These are all coins I've traded, you know, some frequency in the past. Let's go ahead and look at Access.
I was looking at Access, but I was worried that it had already gone up.
You know, I've had a low buy order in on this for a while and it hasn't been hit. So yeah, we talked about this on Friday because it was way up here and it's like, you know, I don't want to buy something way up here. If we were in more of a bull market, you know, I would use that Fibonacci extender I've showed you guys before and maybe take a chance on it. But, you know, I don't think we have the overall momentum for that kind of thing overall in the market, though this coin does. But yeah, this is, it might go to $20, but I suspect that's going to be some resistance. So on the hour, yeah, here's my markup from.
Where do you think the resistance is going to hit? Up right up there where it's at right now?
Well, we were looking at this, you know, on Friday because that's when I made these marks of potential, you know, retraces if the coin dropped, and it didn't really drop much. So it only came down here to 1634, which is this high.
I know. I've had it.
Joe, did you buy this before and you're holding it? Okay.
Yeah, I bought it before. Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have it, or did you?
And I missed Friday. I wasn't here Friday.
That's okay.
Yeah, I still have it.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. You know, as a day trader, I'm usually just looking to get, you know, 3 to 5%, 10 at the most. And so the last time I bought this, was the last week, and I picked up 4 or 5% in a few days. So You know, that's okay for me. But if you want to make it more of a swing
Well,
trade and hold
I
it,
took profits when it went up 40%.
okay. So this was a longer term trade for you then,
Right.
right? About how long were you in it?
Yeah.
About how
Yeah.
long were you in it?
Yeah. 4 days. 4 days.
40% in 4 days is outstanding. So
Or I want to say maybe less than that, actually. 3 days.
sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good
Right.
for you. Well, shoot, maybe you should be teaching this. I'll listen to you for a while. That's really good result.
Yeah, right. Shut it.
All right. Yeah, access and whoa, big spike on the 5-minute chart. So Bitcoin doing anything? Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no explanation for what this access coin is doing. Let's see if there's news. This NFT space recovers. Okay, there might be some NFT news coming out, and this has something to do with that. So, all right, good to know. Well, don't listen to me. Maybe you want to get in on this, but you know, again, generally I don't buy something and it's just too late in my mind. But I could be
Yeah, but
wrong.
the RSI is all at the top now.
Yeah, it's way up here. It's almost overbought. So
Maybe pull back to like 18.2, 18.3.
Right.
yeah, I'd want it down here. It looks like we have a little bit of support between 17 and 1725. This is probably the range I'd want to get it, but that may be
That's what
difficult.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, so let's see what else we
Comes back
got.
down. It will.
Yeah, let's look at DNT. Okay. Looking at the day chart, looks kind of unusual, but what is this? Oh, I clicked the wrong one. So it looks like I charted this back in May. And it's lost most of its value since the high then. I've seen a lot of 77% losses. Hasn't really recovered at all. So it could be due or it could be dead. But in light of the good score we have from Altcoin Alert, this might be one to take a chance on if the other values are to our liking. So on the hour, we could do a retrace. Just one day, 5.5%. That's not bad. Okay, let's look for an entry on the 5-minute chart. Got a lot of those horizontal lines, which usually is indicative of low volume. Don't like that. But it's in a pretty good buy zone. We've got squeeze one, well, punch through the SMA line. So with this trending down like this, your best bet's probably going to catch it on a dip and take a small profit. Well, even from here to the SMA line is only about 1.3%. That's probably not a good enough profit in my mind for a coin that's trending down pretty hard like this. So I'm not a fan of this setup at the moment. All right. Any questions on Access or DNT? All right. Let's look at Chili's. This one I like.
Nope. Yeah, me too.
Okay, gotta click that. All right, on the day. Wow, I haven't done anything with this since December. I did trade this like a few days ago, but I was on actually on the 1 minute chart, doing a different kind of thing. So anyway, we had the high in April, down 70%. It's coming up a little bit, but not much. On the hour, we could have a retrace back here to 26 cents. Almost 8%. Let's see if we have an entry yet on the 5 minute. Okay, not really we got a bubble and then went to the top of the Bollinger Bands. We usually want to dip, but another thing we like to do is to catch, a trend to trade. I'd say if it bounces off this SMA line, you might be able to catch retrace to about this level here. But again, it's not great. So that's what I would do with this. Try to get 4% or so. Yesterday in the wee hours of the morning, it was, about 25.5 cents. So we're looking for it to go up 1 penny to get 4%. I don't know, not great, but if this sideways market, you want to trade, you can either be patient, wait for ideal setups, and that's probably the way to go. Or you can be a little more risky and do something like I just described, buy here above the SMA line and try to get a retrace back to one of these points and just be ready to ladder buy if it goes against you. So I would set an alert down here on this support and then make another buy if I needed to. So, or you could just set an alert here to begin with and try to catch it on a dip. That might be a better strategy. Because now I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a row punch through this SMA line, which makes me wonder if it's going to start a dip sequence soon. All right, so that's Chili's. And I really only look at the very bullish, so comp doesn't quite make it. Let's do that Elder Impulse sort that we've been doing lately, suggested by Alan in the CryptNation group, in the Slack group. And we're looking for bullish values on both the Elder Impulse daily and the long-term sentiment. We've got that here under Cosmos. And we've got look for at least a neutral or above score. Would like to see at least a thumbs up on trading activity. We don't have that yet. This value here is pretty low too. I usually like to see 5% or higher on that. We are bearish in the short term on the Elder Impulse. So I'm getting some mixed signals from this, but I'm willing to be in Cosmos for a day. So if it dips on me a little bit in the first hour, that doesn't bother me. It is down 7% today. I did trade this once, but I actually shorted it because some other indicators indicated that that was the thing to do. But this is one of the 4 coins I've been following today. So let's check it out. Atom. And on the day, this is starting to recover. It was way up here at $32 back in May. Dropped the proverbial 70%. And then up here And down here where it's picked up about 15% of what it lost. So let's see if we have some recent activity that's useful. On the hour, it's going into a dip sequence. We have retracement potential, all the way up here, almost 14%. So that's pretty good. On the 5-minute, looks like it's squeezing and dipping. We usually want to see a squeeze and then a bubble. We don't have a bubble yet here on a squeeze trade, but this might be one to watch to see if it does something like this. And with the overall market being as down as it has been, there's nothing wrong with waiting for a fourth dip. Like here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that would have been the entry point. Pick up maybe 1.5% going back to this resistance here. You'd have been out, a little over an hour later, 1.5, 1.6%. That's pretty good. But it's been dipping ever since. So did have one run up here that was pretty good. I would probably wait for another dip sequence on this, try to catch it down in this range here around 1250, 1260.
Yeah.
And then maybe ride that back up to this resistance here, 3 to 4%. So that's how I see Atom. Are there any other coins you guys want to look at on Altcoin Alert before I move over to iCoinPro?
No.
So, hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, CJ. How you doing? Thank you for everything you do for us.
Glad to do it.
And now the other day, and I saw this. It was it said Altcoin. We scored it, or the tie scored it as very bullish. It was number one, like I think almost 90, 89. And then it was top loser, like the very loser, and I understand that, maybe one person, got their, scores out, and then, the coin jumped at the end of the day. And I understand that. And I don't even think I should be caring about this because I really don't use it like that. But I just wanted to know, like, what are your thoughts, like, or anybody in the group, like, when you see this, it's like, and if it's a tool you use, like, how does it make you feel? Like, I mean.
Okay, so just to be clear, you saw it had a high AA score in the 90s, and then the next day it was on the losers?
No, the very same day.
Okay, that's good, because remember, the AA score is different than these other columns here. The AA score is trying to catch something that that hopefully is going to pump, well, not necessarily pump, but go up, 3, 4, 5% in the next 48 hours. So it doesn't surprise me that it's going to find some. It's sort of looking for dip trades, is what it's doing. I mean, it's simplistic, but and dip trades have always fallen. They're always negative at the time you're looking at them, and the AA score, the algorithm's trying to figure out if it's going to recover and what coins have the best chance to recover. That's how I view that when I see it in a situation like that where it's been down. The other is something that's going up, and the algorithm has calculated that it's got more room to go up. So what I call a trend trade, and I try to make that distinction between dip trades and trend trades, on these zooms. So what you described sounds like it was anticipating a dip trade. And
right.
I don't know how that played out, obviously, but if it did go up, 3, 4, 5% the next 24, 48 hours, then the algorithm did its job. If it didn't, then it's one of the 20 to 30% that didn't work out.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Anyone else want to chime in on that? It's been a hot topic ever since the software came out. That it would be great if it could always anticipate these. You know, had we got an AA score of 95 yesterday at a Hive, all of us bought it and picked up 35% today. That's what we really want. But I still think things like this are just random whale activity, but we don't have a random
agree.
whale activity algorithm yet. Okay. Any other questions on Altcoin Alert? Alrighty then, let's look at iCoinPro. Look at RSI SPY first. And with this tool, I'm trying to find low values or high values for of the RSI. You know, the 1 hour and the 4 hour. And there's a few coins here that qualify, including Ethereum. This one here, MDX, it's kind of low volume, but this is, you know, oversold in both the 1 hour and the 4 hour. We've already looked at Atom and Ethereum. The Sandbox I've heard of. Filecoin I've traded before. Let's look at Filecoin. I've got that open already. I was looking at this earlier. Okay, so on the day chart, I haven't looked at this since March, looks like, but you know, hit the high in April, came down 70%. It hasn't done much since. 1 hour chart has some resistance here on 50, you know, 55, 56 range, dropped down to under 53. So we got retrace potential, you know, little, right about 6%. Let's see if we have an entry on the 5-minute chart. Wow, so these small candles that just hang around the lower Bollinger Band and don't really do anything. These are some of my least favorite setups to trade. It has punched through the SMA line, but you know, it's trending down pretty hard. It's only one candle. I don't know, and it's looking like it's squeezing again. I don't like this at all. But if you're a cowboy, I've been called that before. You know, you could buy here if you get maybe another green candle. And we've got some resistance here at 1.1%. And again here at about, you know, 3%. But that's really not enough for me to take a chance on this kind of setup. So not liking this one. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the Sandbox. High in March, 70%, recovered a lot of it, about half of it. That's encouraging. Looks like we have resistance right around here at 53 cents. So could retrace 20%, I like that. And it was just going sideways all day and then jumped. Did Bitcoin jump? Not really. So this might be one to catch. Got a couple strong candles punching through the SMA. Could be a trend. It's a bit risky, but 9%. You know, back to this 46, 47 cent area. Yeah, it might be worth it. Definitely not a dip sequence now. I probably want one more green candle before I did that. And then just know that, you know, if it goes into a dip sequence afterwards, I probably have to ladder buy. And but it has had some nice movement, so Intriguing. Okay, so any questions on the sandbox or RSI SPY? I'm gonna go over to Buddy Coin Crawler. All right, this is my favorite tool on iCoinPro. This column here is the average low to SMA line. The SMA line's that reddish pink line you've seen on my charts between the Bollinger Bands, and the low is a 24-hour low. Unfortunately, we've only got two values over 5%, and they're barely over 5%. I'm looking for 5% or higher on these. And these are, you know, when they're 8, 9, 10%, they usually have room to move. And we were getting a lot of those during the bull market. But with the way Bitcoin has slowed down and the volume has really dropped quite a bit on both Bitcoin and the altcoins, these numbers have dropped considerably as well. So I'm going to bend my rule a bit and look at alpha because I've traded this before. These other coins I don't know as well. NKN, the volume's really low. These volumes are way down. Alpha's at least 25 million. Not sure if I want to trade a coin called Dodo. So.
Yeah. When all the food coins came out last summer, they were making fun of sushi right and left for the name.
Yeah, that was kind of goofy, and then actually had some merit to it. So
it's the only one of the foods that really lasted, but there was a little.
Yeah, which bums me out because I hate sushi.
Actually traded
Pancake.
Dodo.
Pancake's not bad. I've got some of that. All right, so on the day chart here on alpha, have we looked at this one or was that the access? We looked at it. I think it's access. Dropped 87%. Ouch. Let's recover some of that. Now we're looking really squeezy. The retrace though is 10% to these support levels or resistance, and that would be pretty ambitious, but the 10% could be doable. 5-minute chart, looking for an entry. It looks like some of these coins are spiking up past the SMA line on the 5-minute chart, so you have to go with the trend trade. Probably wait for at least 1 or 2 more green candles above the SMA line. Pretty small profit here to the top. Retrace to here would be about 5%. That's not bad. So yeah, try to get from maybe 75 cents to 79 cents. All right. So that's alpha. And they're starting to look kind of similar to me. So I'll look at the super farm one.
Actually, you were just on alpha. I think I was looking at alpha from an Altcoin Alert alert thing earlier.
Okay.
Often when you do iCoinPro, I don't see a correlation between them, but just to see what alpha says on here. Yeah, thanks. Let's compare them.
All right. It's only got this entry.
I think I looked at it because the elder impulse and the long-term sentiment were good.
Okay. Let's see if we can duplicate that.
Okay.
So access. Okay. Yeah, they're both bullish.
And you got a thumbs up. Neutral.
Trading activity is good. Neutral, normal, 2% kind of low. Bearish again on the short term. Yeah, this is something worth looking at. So yeah, we did that. So yeah, I kind of like alpha. I've traded it before with success. So
okay. Well, it's interesting to me when the ones from the iCoinPro are pointing in the same direction as the ones from Altcoin Alert, because that doesn't seem to overlap a whole lot.
No, not a whole lot, but
It should, I
I've
think.
seen it some too.
Yeah,
You know, it's I look at my 4 or 5 coins that I'm going to look at today. I write them down, and frequently, at least 1 or 2 of them will be on both, you know, both lists. So
yeah. Well, I think that would be good.
yeah, I mean, any information that can confirm our decision, or you know, make it easier, that's good. So I'm creating some new trading view charts where I'm combining indicators. I'm trying to have 2 or 3 of them on each one. I'll show you an example. I haven't totally tested these yet, but like on this one, I've got a 200 EMA, which gives me, you know, if the signal's below the 200 EMA is a moving average, 200-day moving average, it'll tell me to short. I can set an alert on this, so I like that. So I'm actually in this one right now. That's the only one I'm in. But then this TDSS is something called a DeMark indicator, and then super trend are these color ranges. So if 2 or 3 of these line up, then you know that's something that you know that makes me feel better about moving forward on a trade. So you know, a similar thing is, you know, is the MACD pointing up? Is the RSI pointing up? I've got, you know, 2 strong candles going here on Atom. So, you know, that's pretty good information too. So, so anyway, the point is, if both iCoinPro and Altcoin Alert have indicators that show a trade has potential, then that's something to take into consideration, and you know, move forward on that trade perhaps. All right, guys, well, that's all I have for Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro. Do you have any questions on either of those platforms? All right.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
No,
Sure.
I don't.
On iCoinPro, since I'm not on that, I've got more questions about that. Your coin crawler, my buddy coin crawler,
Mhm.
and your RSI thing are obviously looking at 2 different. They're looking at 2 different things. They're 2 different searches.
That's correct.
Do they line up? Or
Occasionally.
because they're looking at different things, they're, you know, one's looking this way, one's looking that way.
Yeah, let's the RSI SPY is looking at this, and then the Buddy Coin Crawler is looking at the low, the 24-hour low price, and
Mhm.
then the SMA line. So if this is the
So
low
again,
price,
if you had 2 of them, to the 2 things pointing you in the same direction, it would be more encouraging that something was happening with that coin.
right, a low RSI score and a high value on iCoinPro, you know, tells me that it's oversold, so it's due for a recovery, and it's due for a large recovery if it's got, you know, 8 or 9% in this area. This is really more of a volume thing, not a volume, but a price action thing. Is it potentially profitable? I mean, if this is 2%, then, you know, I don't know if I want to take that risk, but you know, the RSI SPY tells me that this one's been beaten down, you know, for a period of time. And it should have some room to move, especially if it's something like, you know, Atom or Ethereum, you know, coins we've heard of and traded for, you know, a year or 2.
Right.
Some of these others like Sandbox and MDX are newer, and then Filecoin's kind of in between. So yeah, most of the time these higher values are newer listings, or, you know, crap coins or whatever. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but
Well, yeah, it explains it more than I knew 2 minutes ago. So
okay,
thank you.
good. That's successful then. All right, so if there's nothing else about Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro, I'll throw it open to anything you guys want to talk about regarding crypto. We have a shy group tonight.
I was just trying to figure out how to ask my question. You talk a lot about shorting. Where can I get more information on shorting?
Well, you shouldn't. Shorting implies leverage, and you probably shouldn't do that until you've had consistent success as a spot trader. And spot trading is mostly what I talk about on these calls. But since I'm learning I've been leverage trading for the past almost 2 months, starting to get some confidence with it. So that does creep into my conversations from time to time. An in-between strategy is to use leverage tokens. And I've talked about those in some of my other videos regarding, Binance leverage tokens and FTX leverage tokens. I'm no longer recommending the Binance tokens because they've done they will recalibrate the token values, seemingly not at a whim necessarily, but if the coin goes up or down 30% and it's 3x leverage, they've got to do something different with the numbering, I guess they believe. So I've had some trades go badly when I had to stay in them for a long time because
Maybe my better question would be, after we're comfortable with these, the tools that we talk about, what would be a good next step to get better, to be more profitable?
Okay. Well, the focus of what I talk about is day trading. So the overall goal is for you guys to build your balance with small trades that you stack up, 1, 2, 3, 4%, 5 or 10% when the market's hot, and build your balance to the point where you can, have 10, 20, $30,000 in your balance. So when you make a 3% trade, that's on $3,000 and $30,000 is $90. You do that a couple times a day, you can make a decent living on that. So that's really the overall goal with the day trading approach. Now, my personal situation, I've got to make some money a little sooner than that. So that's why I'm leverage trading, and I'm using like 5x, 10x leverage, and that's something for a more experienced trader. But the goal is to start with the spot trading, consistently make 2, 3, 4% profits with very few losses. And then at that point, when you're comfortable and when you're confident, you might want to consider something, riskier, either the leverage tokens or low leverage trading. When I'm testing a strategy, I might use 3x leverage with a small amount of money. But once I'm confident it works pretty well, then I raise both the amount of money and the leverage. But the goal is to get comfortable and confident and productive with these day trading strategies first, using Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro, and whatever information you can find to locate coins that are going to move a decent amount in the next hour, or in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. So I kind of rambled on that. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just in a situation like yours where I'm in a position where I need to really kind of accelerate my learning to get into profitability.
Okay. And I cannot tell who's talking to me. Who is this?
Oh, this is Michael. Sorry.
Okay, Michael. I was like,
Yeah, I need the profit to buy a camera. That's a joke.
okay. Okay, Michael. Yeah, I get it, but you got to have the spot trading down. I mean,
Sure.
really well. And if you don't, you just throw your money away. And even, I was pretty consistently profitable for a year and a half before I did leverage, and even then I'm still making mistakes, and yeah, sometimes they sting a little, but so far so good. Wish that
Michael,
all
are
for all
you,
you guys too.
Michael, are you doing well with the spot trading now?
Yeah, I'm not new to crypto or
Good.
trading. I'm just trying to get better at it.
Gotcha.
Saw these opportunities to really as an investment to learn from people who came before me, um, which I thought would hedge my risk at this. So I have a little stake, grub stake that I'm learning, and a couple of the lessons have been painful, but it comes back to learning what it is, the foundation that we're being taught. That's another lesson I've learned. And so I'm just, really I'm in a position where I have to um, accelerate my profitability. Let's put it that way. Fire my
Gotcha.
boss
Gotcha.
before the company goes under.
Okay, well now you're motivated. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, I did something like that too, but yeah. So are you interested in day trading, or are you doing more swing trades, like, for weeks or months at a time? You said investment. That made me think that
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm doing both.
Okay.
I've taken the lessons for the day trading. I have a few that I'm sticking with that seem to be, well, one turned out to be about 42% profit, which was pretty good. And then doing the dips and the trades and so forth as well, and looking for those opportunities where I can get in and get out for 2, 3, 4%. So I'm really doing both.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I do it too. Though probably 85% of my time is focused on day trading, just because it's kind of time consuming. And then, I have
Yeah,
some
maybe
swing trades
I
too.
need to get better at doing the analysis so that minimize that risk.
Well, one thing I like about Buddy Coin Crawler or iCoinPro, and I'll show you guys the forum that comes with that. Justin Clark is the co-founder, and he will say he does an analysis every morning of Bitcoin, and he talks about my buds. These are buddy coins. Like I talked earlier about 4 coins that I'm following, he follows 3. So these are the ones that he's following today.
Yeah, SNX has been very profitable.
Right. So these are the ones that have been moving lately. And he's on Coinbase Pro. I've been thinking of moving my spot trading over there, but haven't done it yet. So find 3 coins, 3 or 4 coins, and follow those throughout the day, depending on what kind of time you have. If you have a job, then look at them in the morning and the afternoon for your lunch, and then after work, and see what you can do with them. You don't have to use what Justin's doing. I would usually steal 1 or 2 of his. I've traded ICP a lot last week or so, and he likes that one. And I was going to show you another way. If you've created a list, you can create lists on TradingView, and the fib retracements is my main spot trading list. You can sort these by the change percent. Just click here, and what's the highest, and maybe those are the 3 you follow. Rune, File, and Tomo, and Dot. Those are the coins that have moved the most in the last 24 hours. Well, I think this is UTC median time, so I think this just changed London time. So this changed 50 minutes ago. But that's one way to find them if you're not in iCoinPro, or I assume you're in Altcoin, at least in Altcoin Alert if you're on this program. So
Right.
that's another way to find coins that doesn't cost any more than the TradingView subscription. So, and this is what I do. Though I use a different list. I use my Binance Perpetual because this is my, these are my leverage tokens, and I'll pick 1 or 2 of these. Usually both a a positive direction and a negative direction. So,
Yeah, I've been going through your videos. The one on Fibonacci was pretty helpful.
okay, I'm glad you liked it.
Well, they've all been helpful. Don't get me wrong. They've all been very helpful, actually. I did appreciate the one on the Fibonacci.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I try to be helpful. And okay, so any other questions, issues? We're coming up on 50 minutes. So, all right, well, I'm gonna cut you guys loose then. Thank you so much for coming out. And for those of you who can, please attend the Friday afternoon Zoom at 3 p.m. Pacific. Otherwise, I'll see you either Friday or Monday. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
All right, good night. Thanks.
Thank you.